Welcome back, friends. It was last summer that Milwaukee introduced all their new products through their pipeline episodes. In episode number 2, they featured the new lasers that they have, which I covered over the last month on my channel. And they also introduced some upgrades and some new options for their Packout system. And what I'm going to show you today is this item right here. It runs $49.97. This is the customizable worktop right here. So this works with all the Packout items, and let's just take a closer look and I'll show you the features and then we're going to test it out some more. Okay, so here is a close look at the top right here. This is the bottom. This is an impact resistant polymer body, and it's held on by 6 bolts right here. This is 1/2-inch marine grade plywood that it comes with. If you want to replace this with some of your own stuff, you can do that. And on the bottom right here, these are nylon locking nuts right here that hold it in place. Keeps it from loosening. If you're doing some work on here, some sanding and stuff, the vibration could cause something to loosen. So that's a nice feature, having the nylon locking nuts on there. And as I mentioned, this will work with any of the Milwaukee components. So I'll just show you, try and do it backwards here, how it just locks on real nice. So I feel like this work surface right here is going to be really popular for those that have the Milwaukee crates. So these are a little bit narrower than some of the other ones. I will show you, like this one right here. You can just see, I'll line it up on that side. It's probably about 3 or 4 inches narrower overall. And if I put the work surface on top of this right here, it just has a little bit of overhang, which is nice. I mean, you can still grab it right from the top and carry it around if you want to. But what I think is nice about the crate, there's a little more overhang on the ends right here. So what I like about that is, let's say you want to clamp something down. Let's say you have this piece of trim right here, or maybe you have a 2x4 or something. So you could just take your clamp right there, and I don't have a matching clamp, I just have another one like that, and you can see this trim isn't going anywhere. It's locked on nice and solid. So that's just a nice feature. This is probably going to be like a handy size clamp right here. You can store it in your Packouts. The other reason I think this work surface is popular with those that are into the Milwaukee crates, let's say you have some of these stored in your garage, which I find these to really work nice. They hold spray paint cans, the height of it's really nice. But if you want to cover it, let's say you're going to do some cuts with your circular saw or your table saw, miter saw, you're going to get sawdust everywhere, and just putting a lid on it like this is just a nice feature to keep everything inside from getting too dusty. You still have some of the holes on the side, but this is going to work really well for keeping the majority of it clean. Okay, so now let's take a look at the work surface itself. So right here in the front corner, you don't really see the contrast, but there's a little symbol and the words right there. It says "not a step." This is rated for 50 pounds. I definitely believe that this could easily hold that, plus a lot more. I think you could use it as a step if you had to, but I'm guessing that for liability reasons, they don't want you using this, because let's say it doesn't quite latch onto the Packout like you want it to. It could be an issue, so I don't recommend using it as a step, but it's definitely very strong, very durable. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna unbolt this so you can see what's underneath the plywood. And I recall when I first had this shipped to me, it wasn't bolted down. There's some little sticker tabs. They had to lift this out, and then all the hardware was underneath the plywood. So let's disassemble it real quick and take a look and see what's underneath. All right, so this piece of plywood right here, this really has a nice clean fit to it. So here's what the inside of it looks like. You know, even without the plywood, you can twist it a little bit, but man, this thing is rigid. When you push down on it, you can just see a lot of these structural channels right here that just definitely keep this nice and solid. So I was over at the Milwaukee website checking out the specs on all this, and you can download the manual. So if you want to purchase a replacement marine grade top like this from them, you can. But I also recommend if you want to just do your own, you could just trace this around. You can cut out with a jigsaw, you can do a router, and then you could just drill these holes right here and just use this right here as a template. So this might work well if you want to get something that you can beat on a little bit more. This is just a really nice work surface right here. I can see like at job sites signing contracts on here or drawing something out, trying to explain something. So it seems like kind of a shame to really beat this up quite a bit, but this plywood looks like it's really durable. So I'd say it's definitely made to handle some commercial type situations. So one of the things I read through the instructions, it says do not drill through this surface right here. So if you're going to mount a vise, if you check out the Milwaukee pipeline episode, you'll see where they have a bench vise installed on the top. So if you were to do that, what they recommend doing is using this as your template and then drilling your holes and running the bolts up through the bottom and then tightening them with the nuts on the top. I don't think for my own personal use, I'm gonna install a vise on top, but it's just pretty awesome being able to do something like that if you want to. Maybe your work demands something like that, and this will be a good situation to offer something like that. So if you want to just have your own piece of plywood, switch it out like I did right here. It only took maybe like a minute and a half to unbolt it. Pretty easy. So that leads me to my question of the day. What would you use a work surface like this the most for with your packouts? I'd like to know. All right, so let's go ahead and reinstall this. So I'm gonna hand tighten them first, and then I'm gonna go through with the M12 installation drill driver. This is just such a handy little tool to have. I don't feel like it needs to be too overly tightened. It's nice and snug. So I guess if you wanted to, underneath there, you could probably hide something like, say you need to have some cash for your lunch, or maybe a key, or I don't know, a gift card to one of your favorite takeout places. Just saying, some ideas for you. So one of the reasons that I purchased a customizable top, I'm not sure if you can relate to this, but sometimes my work area around here can get pretty messy and you can't even find a square inch to do some work. So I wanted something that was quick and portable and easy to store. So if I wanted to just store this inside a cabinet or sideways somewhere leaning up against the wall, I can do that. But then if I need a quick work surface, I can just mount it on top of my packouts, and right here I go. So I'm gonna also probably feature some of my tool reviews using this once in a while when I just I wanna roll the pack out outside if it's a halfway decent day. I really enjoy being able to go outside and being able to just roll something like this out there to demonstrate is gonna be really handy. So one of the things I might do to customize this that you'll see in the future is I might just paint these bolts right here a similar color to the top, just so there really isn't that much of a contrast. So if I'm doing a tool review and I'm really focusing in on this, I want to have you look at the item I'm reviewing and not like the contrast that you see right there. So just want it to blend a little bit better. So that's just something that I will probably, it's not a big deal, but something that I'm probably gonna do here in the next couple days. The other thing I like about this work surface right here is depending on what I'm working on or reviewing, I can easily add or subtract some packout items to get it closer to where I'm at. So right here, this looks like for this laser, say I'm reviewing this, this would definitely be a nice height right here. But let's say I want to review something really small like a pocket knife. I can add this section right here and then put this on top. And there, you see it's even that much closer to where I'm at. So I just like the ability to be able to customize the height with the work table right there. And you can just do it in a matter of minutes or less. All right, so what do you think about this work surface right here? Let me know if you have it and how it's been working out for you, or if you're considering purchasing it, or if you have anything that you want to know about it, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer. So my goal of this video is to put this to the test and demonstrate all the features so you can see if this is right for you in case you're considering the purchase of it. If you enjoy this video and find it interesting, helpful, and informative, please give my video a thumbs up and help support my channel. That's it, friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time.